back into the bioscience division. Now, the real question is how do we get in there? Oh wow, this is a weird location. Rather shitty looking. Considering like the rest of the institute, this is a pretty shitty looking place, and then it has that door that's blocked off. Alright, let's check the bioscience term. Synth Duological Initiative Phase 2 Development Journal. Initial thoughts, what to create. We've engineered creatures that inhabit the sky and the land. The next logical step is a creature of the sea. The greatest challenge remains data collection, accurate measurements, behavioral data, life cycle, habitat, etc. Might Nahant have something useful? Note to self, request that we allocate a scavenger team to that area. So which aquatic creature makes a good candidate? Start with size. Nothing too large, nothing too small. Most promising candidates, genus Dolphinus and genus Carcharhinus. I don't know. I'm a Delphinus. I don't know what those are. Delphinus, probably some kind of dolphin. Just guessing. But Carchar, I don't know. Maybe some kind of crustacean. On-site habitat will be a logistical challenge. Expansion of bioscience likely necessary, including large water tank. Many logistical challenges to implement. Facilities division likely to oppose this. Have to pitch this as the first step in a broader plan. What else can go in the aquatic habitat? Can we grow food there? What other experiments could we do? Could we develop underwater synth models to carry out seabed salvage operations? Probably far-fetched. Need to work on this more. We'll table this journal for the time being. Focus on other priorities until I can come up with more reasons that will benefit from the aquatic habitat. Can still gather data in the meantime. All right. So let's see. What were they? Genus Delphinus. Yeah, that's just a dolphin, just like I thought. But I figured I'd check it anyway. Carcharhinus. Sharks! They wanted to make dolphins and sharks. Wow, I was really off. I said crustacean. So they wanted to make dolphins and sharks, eh? Warwick Homestead Initiative. The Warwick Homestead Initiative was conceived to facilitate field testing of various genetically modified specimens in the unique climate of the Commonwealth. It is hoped that we gain insight into the effects of trace radiation on the growth of and developments of said specimens. We at the Bioscience Division are in full agreement on the following hypothesis. Subjected to the proper levels of ambient radiation and soil pH, such as those found in the exceptionally fertile soil at Warwick Homestead, our modified seed specimens are likely to exhibit accelerated growth rate and a twofold increase in size. Implementation. Using genetic manipulation, we will develop a unique breed of whatever the fuck that is, with similar characteristics to those commonly farmed in the Commonwealth. I mean, what the fuck is that word now? I know you're scientists, but don't be fucking assholes. Bit of melons, by the way, or gourds, I guess, is what that word is. Developing a unique breed of gourd with similar characteristics. Assholes. Stage 2, acquire Roger Warwick, Patriarch of Warwick Homestead, and conduct a series of intensive interrogation sessions to learn all we can about his life and family. Stage 3, with the intelligence gathered in Stage 2, create a synth replica of Roger Warwick and embed the unit on site at Warwick Homestead to oversee their operation directly. SRB will handle logistics of this aspect of the initiative. Stage 4, begin covert deliveries of prototype seed batches for planting. Stage 5, collect observational data. Stage 6, when sufficient data has been collected, retrieve synth unit specimens to lab study, purge all surface evidence of the initiative. So yes, if you go to the Warwick Homestead, you talk to the dad, that is in fact a synth. I do believe that if you kill him, you even get a synth part. Ready for shipment, yeah, delivery complete, and whatnot. Behavioral anomaly. Director Holdren, here are the details you requested, the gorilla behavioral anomalies. A total of 16 incidents of heightened aggression have been documented. Bioscience personnel who witnessed these events, myself included, would categorize the level of aggression displayed as extreme and dangerous. In all, 6 synth handlers have been destroyed by gorilla attacks. As for what triggers these behavioral changes, I speculate that it's a reaction to perceived conflict. Several attacks followed heated arguments that took place within earshot of the pen. Another occurred soon after the recent SRB security sweep. It seems clear there's a fault in the behavioral model. I doubt it can be corrected. I know you're against it, but I think we have to consider destroying them. Failing that, I recommend that all contact with the gorillas be limited to synth units only. Bioscience personnel should not be permitted to come into contact. The risk is simply too great. And then a bunch of, let's see, Phase 2 prep, feeding and maintenance, Phase 2 prep, redacted from remote login. It's that AO character again. It keeps redacting what his remote logins do. Behavioral anomaly, place cooling unit, and then, message transmission. Okay. Alright, so yes, as you saw there, they have gorillas. And in fact, if we go... here they are. It's like if we go in here, we can even see the gorillas.
Gorilla project is showing promising results. Hi there.
Yeah, see, they make gorillas. Now, the gorillas you actually can fight. I think... I don't know if I did that in a video or not when I was going through like all the different animal heads that you can mount. The gorilla was one of them. These are currently the only 2 gorillas. If you destroy the Institute, you can then have random encounters with the gorillas on the surface. But that's the only way to
Dr. Watson
to fight
doesn't
them.
think I'm Institute material. I'm gonna prove him wrong.
Excuse me.
You're gonna have to work pretty hard to impress anyone down here.
Now all I have to do to impress people is show up. Anyway. And you're just a scientist. Oh, look at that. We actually get to introduce ourselves to someone.
Please resist any urge you might feel to eat the specimens in the hydroponic garden.
Hi, Doc.
Yes, I'm sure that whatever you have to say is very interesting, but now simply isn't a good time.
Working on something important?
All of my work is important.
Sure it is.
Now, if you're quite finished, I'd very much like to get back to these mental equations. They're difficult enough without the distractions.
Equations for what?
Honestly, you wouldn't understand them.
You don't know that.
No,
I have 10
I'm afraid
intelligence.
I must end this little chat, although it's been so very diverting.
It would be funny because of like my intelligence level stat, you know. If he's like, you wouldn't understand him, it's about this, and your character just comes off with this fucking scientific
Doc.
whatever. And the
Welcome.
guy's like,
So
damn.
good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holdren, head of the Bioscience Division. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
I look forward to learning more about it.
In that case, let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of studies such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Seems like there's nothing you guys can't do.
With hard work and ingenuity, any challenge can be overcome. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is. But I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I'm not sure. Right now, I'm just trying to keep an open mind.
It's a big decision, I know. But it's also a rare and important opportunity. No need to rush to judgment. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Tell me more about those synth gorillas.
On the whole, I'd say they were a success. Their behavior does generally match what our historical data says it should be. Unfortunately, we had a few early setbacks. The creatures can become suddenly aggressive, and they're quite strong. They destroyed 2 of their synth handlers. So now we keep them in an isolated habitat where they can be safely observed.
Clayton,
Anything I can help you with?
you mentioned medical care.
I might need that from time to time.
In that case, you'll want to introduce yourself to Dr. Dean Volkert. He's our top biologist and also serves as the Institute's resident physician. Dr. Volkert works in the infirmary. Just pay him a visit whenever you need to. You won't find better medical care anywhere else in the Commonwealth. I'll promise you that.
Dr. Holdren,
Anything I can help you with?
is there anything I can do to help out?
There might be. Tell you what, you get settled in and check back with me later. I'll see what I can find out.
Alright. So I think we still have a few more doors to go through. The only other door in here leads to the FEV lab. That was just that weird little area. AutoCAD, another Black Institute lab coat. We haven't seen anybody, I don't think, with the black lab coat on, and yet that seems to be all there is in fucking lockers. Just another little hydroponics room. And this is one of the hallways that we were in. Yep. This leads into the lab, and then this must be the way we came from. This can't be like the way in, though. Like, we must have missed a door somewhere, right?
Have you had time to examine my latest
Oh.
reports on batch 274?
Oh, yeah.
Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operation.
Anyway, I imagine we're probably in, like, we're on Wednesday's video, aren't we? Yeah. Because, yeah, I'm just, obviously, as you can
All this
probably
must be a little
guess by this
overwhelming for you.
point, I'm just going to check out everything and just cut the video in two. Because the Institute, big place, as it turns out, you know. Shockingly enough, it is a pretty giant facility.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is
Rush
she
work
even
is
testing?
sloppy at
Nothing.
best,
At
and
this point,
deadly
she's
at
just
worst.
doing it for fun.
Alright.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Since you're new here, you should take time to learn our safety procedures. And the sooner the better. Rules create order, and order promotes efficiency.
Well, that was productive.
Words any former soldier can appreciate.
A man who understands the need for discipline will be a valuable addition here. I had some handbooks made up, but that was years ago. I'll see about getting one to you.
How big is this handbook?
Just a few thousand pages, but I like to think it's a brisk read. I certainly find it so. Take care, then.
Few thousand pages. I mean, it could be a brisk read if, you know, I don't pay too much attention and just skim over the parts. Alright, well, let's go talk to Shooty McGee over here.
If you ask me, we're only scratching the surface with the latest synths.
Doctor.
Oh, hi there. Sorry if I seem distracted. I memorized 5 sets of design schematics, and now I'm doing detailed mental comparisons.
That's amazing.
Oh, well, a lot of us do that. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to say how much I admire Father, and that it's an honor to meet you. I really hope you'll stay here with us.
Rosalind.
One day, I'll design a more efficient reactor to replace that old clunker in the basement.
Oh yeah, the synth relay grenades. I'm gonna take these. Now I don't remember if you have to be aligned with the Institute or not for them to actually do anything. But basically what they do is you throw one and it just teleports in a bunch of synths. Now obviously if you are allied with them,
It's really exciting.
they'll just help you out. It's just basically calling in reinforcements. This might be the way to the reactor, because I don't think I can walk through the lasers, right? Yeah.
Any idea if that experiment with the mass spectrometer wrapped up? I need...
But yeah, and then obviously, if you can use them when you're not allied with the Institute, I imagine that they'll obviously still fight whatever you throw them at. But then you're still going to have to take care of them yourself as well. Review research proposals, rejecting research proposals, reviewing progress updates, updating findings on child synth development, Submitting regulation updates. Review permissions for assigning sidearms to personnel. SRB recommendations to increase security have overwritten any normal procedures for allowing Institute scientists to carry firearms. Training for said firearms also needs to be updated. Reconsider interdepartmental network access. Certain divisions appear to be abusing this. Security systems need to be reviewed by Facilities Division ASAP. Given recent events, it is extremely important that the Institute be prepared for any conceivable situation, no matter how unlikely. Dr. Io has requested this for some time, and I am now inclined to agree with him. See, I have in the last 24 hours observed no less than 7 blatant violations of Institute protocol. The degree to which people appear to ignore the rules have been put in place to keep us all safe is incredibly disappointing. Even Madison insists that I continue the testing battery with the child synth, despite my reservations about the project as a whole. If this were any other situation, I would not have second thoughts about going straight to the director, but given the circumstances, I shall simply wait it out.
For a project.
Just finished up an hour ago. So, yes.
Okay.
Alright, and then here's the head of this department that we need to speak to, and an empty room. Okay, what's in the box? Another stim pack. Yeah, I'll play that in a second.
Excuse me.
Hello, Madison.
It's you. You're here then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. While I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here, I do hope it doesn't interrupt our work.
Don't worry. I promise I won't get in your way.
Thank you, I do appreciate that. Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a Courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
A Courser chip? What's it do?
The same thing it does for our coursers. Creates a link to the relay that allows them, and now you, to get in and out at will. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get back to work.
Tell me about the people in your division.
I'm not sure what there is to say. Dr. Watson is the Specialist Project's lead scientist. He's, how to put it, very organized and precise. Dr. Ormond is one of the youngest scientists in the Institute, and she's something of a prodigy when it comes to physics.
Dr. Lee,
Okay.
I'd like a progress report on your division, if you don't mind.
Taking your new appointment in stride, I see. Very well. We've shifted resources off of other projects, like the child synth, to focus on Phase 3. I'm hoping that the above-ground efforts are successful. I understand those depend heavily on you.
Dr. Lee. Is everything okay, Dr. Lee? You seem pretty tense.
Yes, things are... It's fine. I'm sorry, I don't socialize much. I prefer to focus on my work. This is day 8 of Trial 6. The last week has been very productive, but exhausting. I think we'll need a break after this. Vinay has done some really marvelous work with the personality mesh.
Quiet time runs from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Well, it's almost too good. The responses map almost identically to expectations, some of the most lifelike I've seen. Of course, it's not really Sean. None of his memories are in there. That, even now, would be a step too far. It's starting to have an effect on the team, I think. I know I've been caught up in the moment once or twice. Just a second or two, forgetting that he's not a real boy. Still, I think we'll need to consider restricting him to the lab only for the moment. I'm well aware that others are put off by his presence. If I were slightly more arrogant, I might consider that a sign of success.
I'm not sure why they'd be like. I get that, since he is a kid based purely off of Father, that he would, resemble him in some way. But at the same time, considering how old Sean is now,
Good to
like,
see you.
there's no
Father's a
way
great
any of
man.
these people would have
He
been
must be very
alive
proud.
when Sean first got
It
here
must
and
make
looked
you
like that,
proud to
right?
see all that Father
Although I guess he's pretty old, but I mean, I guess like how many years? How did he say it was? Like 60 years. Actually, he looks really old for 60. But anyway, right, synth retention. That's our last. This is our last division that we have to check out. I guess some of these other guys may have been. I mean, hell, they may have grew up with him, right?
To knock some heads
Catchy,
together.
isn't it?
What now?
They're dragging
Carry
their
on,
feet
sir.
the targeting package upgrades I asked for. Maybe I should take some courses with me. You know, send a message.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me, Alana? My methods get results, and they will this time as well. You'll see.
All right. So anyway,
Pardon me, sir.
The Directorate should take the synth escapes more seriously.
Hi.
I swear I spend half my time smoothing the feathers that Justin ruffles. We need to be able to collaborate with the other divisions, and that's a lot harder when they're always angry at us.
oh, so the retention bureau is apparently the black codes.
What's Justin doing that's causing friction?
Oh, he's just pushy and demanding. He thinks his problem should be everyone's biggest concern. I have to admit, though, the other divisions have never taken our needs as seriously as they should. Guess they see us as a necessary evil or something. It's really not fair. Oh, just listen to me. It's the first chance we've had to get acquainted, and all I want to do is complain. In any case, it was good to meet you.
Sometimes you have to lean on the other departments a little to get what you need.
Yeah, do you? Can't just ask
Any
nicely.
new data from the northwest sector?
Alana.
It's been
Like any
quiet.
machine.
Oh, Ayo,
Safety
this is the
malfunction.
guy
Doctor.
that
Just wish
So,
it didn't happen
kept
so often.
hiding what he
you
was
are.
logging into.
I don't think
things.
so. No.
Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity.
I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider.
The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation, so it's only natural to take extra precautions. It's nothing personal, I assure you.
Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
If the synths want to be free, you should let them.
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping? That matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
Shotgun to the face.
I'm no stranger to combat.
Even so, a courser should be more than a match for any single combatant. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
You mentioned that coursers undergo special training. Tell me more about it.
The SRB constantly monitors our Gen 3 synth population, looking for specific traits. Those who show tenacity, fearlessness, and independence undergo a rigorous training regimen. We teach them armed and unarmed combat, investigative techniques, psychology, and mechanical skills. Those who pass a final evaluation become coursers. The rest have their memories wiped and return to their former duties.
Dr. Ayo,
What do you want? And please, make it quick.
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation process.
Fine. Once a courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that synth's recall code to wipe its memories and render it inert. We then begin the delicate process of restoring the neural pathways to their original configuration. In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty with no memory of its time on the surface. All too often, we're unable to repair the damage and are forced to dispose of the unit entirely.
Justin,
Yes, what is it?
if you're the acting head of the SRB, who are you filling in for?
Dr. Zimmer holds that position. He's supervising the retrieval of some of the more high-profile units. In his absence, I keep things running smoothly.
Yeah, so like I said, Zimmer is the guy that you
I
meet
know it'll
in
be a difficult
Fallout
adjustment
3
for
who
you,
wants you to,
but
like,
try to remember that synths aren't
I
cheap.
think it's the security guard and Rivet, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, it's been, as you can imagine, quite a while since I played Fallout 3. So I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure that's who it is. I know that it's at Rivet. I'm pretty sure that it's the security captain or something. Target tracking. Unit at large. Investigation underway. Last sighting, good neighbor. No recent sightings. Unit believed to be in railroad custody. Memwipe likely performed by now. Then this unit. Last sighting, Boston Airport. No courser assigned to it. Investigation suspended. Area deemed too hazardous at this time. Alright, so there's a synth last sighted at the Boston Airport, but I mean, I guess that doesn't really tell us where it is now. Reclamation schedule. Libertalia Raider Stronghold. Assigned courser X688. Unit whatever has been memwiped by railroad agents. New identity is Gabriel. Unit now leads Raider gang based on Libertalia. Shows highly aggressive tendencies. Has killed several dozen rivals and civilians. Suspect brain damage resulting from memwipe process. Wow, railroad, you didn't do a good job on that one, did you? That unit was destroyed. Remains located northeast of Saugus Iron Works. And the courser was X351. So odds are if you went there, you could probably find a dead person who was a synth, I guess. Note, units remains discovered near Saugus Ironworks and returned to Robotics Division. Oh, no, not there anymore. Unit destroyed by multiple gunshot wounds. Suspect raiders based out of Saugus Ironworks. So if his gunshot wounds, I mean, if it was on fire, that would make sense for them. That unit at large. Last sighting at Corvega. Unit has been memwiped. New identity is Leo. Exercise extreme caution. Unit has been trained by Railroad and is proficient with several weapons. Unit has evaded capture twice and wounded coursers on both occasions. Leo, eh? I don't think we know a Leo. No. Because that's Glory is the other heavy. Deacon. No, we haven't met a Leo. At all. List of informants. The following individuals are proving useful in our reclamation operations in exchange for caps. These persons have in the past provided information on escape synth sightings and suspected railroad activity. If you make a new contact, add the individual to the database. Let's see. Cricket, Caravaner, mobile location. Tommy Lonegan, whatever. Owner proprietor of the combat zone. And he is still alive. Location combat zone. Trashcan Carla, that bitch. Anyway, Doc Weathers, AJ is a chem dealer and good neighbor. Morawski is a chem supplier and good neighbor. I feel like we did a mission with or for Morawski. AJ, we may have done one for him too. Lucas Miller, another caravaner, and Henry Cook, a barkeep in Diamond City. Let's see, access logs, update courser maintenance, supply requisition, small arms, update case file. Oh, X688 updated the case file because he was successful. Update target tracking database and review and approve revised courser training. And with that,
Report anything
courser,
suspicious to the SRB.
IO again, AO, whatever the fuck his name is. And I don't actually know what the hell is down here, what this is all about. I guess this is probably where like they wiped the synth memory again or something. Anyway, that'll be
Scanning. Subject
it,
identified.
I guess, for these parts. We never did find that room that we weren't supposed to go into though, which is interesting. But anyway, we can now fast travel in and out of the Institute. I'll do a little bit of research in between parts now that we've finished institutionalized. So I think synth retention, if we do that one, I think that'll get us our. Well, I mean, we have to talk to him first, and I think that'll let us tell him whether or not we'll stick around or just to fuck off with the institute and everything. But I do believe that if we agree to it, that's how we'll get X688, and we'll keep him with us instead of Dance, since we'll lose since we're guaranteed to lose him eventually. Whereas Dance, we should, in theory, be able to keep. And if we can get if we can get the Courser's, I don't even, I don't think I've ever actually gotten his perk. But if we can get his perk, we will be able to keep it even afterwards. So, and we still have to give the holotape to Sturgis and whatnot. And then we have to take the serum to Virgil. So yeah, next, like I said, I'll do some research. I'll look into a bit. Like I said, we're at the end game now, and I've only done the end game of Fallout 4 once before. Well, I guess technically I think I did it 3 times. Because I think I did the Railroad, the Brotherhood, and the Institute ending. But when I did those, I was doing them purely for the achievements tied to them. So like I made it to this point and then just fucking plowed through the main quest for each faction and just ignored everything. So like I don't know how much I can get away with doing. But yeah, I'll look it up now that we can fast travel in and out. I mean, odds are, based on what I remember, and assuming the synth retention is what I think it is, next part we'll probably go talk to Father, start this quest, go talk to, go give Sturgis the holotape, go give Virgil his serum, and then probably do this quest so that we can get the Courser and then start doing quests. Because I do believe that even if you have the Courser with you, you can still do quests for like the Brotherhood and the Railroad and that. Because just like when we walked into the Railroad's HQ with Dance, and they're like, man, those Brotherhood pricks, right? We really got to watch ourselves if they find out where we are. And like Dance is standing like right there. And it's like awkward. But anyway, that'll be it for this part. Thanks everybody for watching. And I will see you on Friday, I guess, for more.